Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Anya, and in today's video I wanted to show every single makeup item that I finished, declutter, or that went old during my no buy year. I was hoping to have this video up on New Year's Eve as like an end cap to my no buy year. It would be a very nice visual representation of everything that went out of my makeup collection. My health isn't good, it never is, and it's rough in December, so I never got around to filming it before December was over, so it's coming now instead. I have everything here. I'm going to quickly talk about the box in the lower left corner first, because this is my December empties. There's not a lot here. NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Auburn is my go-to brow pencil. I finished it. I finished the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go setting spray. This was in my project pan. I quite liked it. I also finished my Smashbox primer water. I also enjoyed that. I think those are the only makeup things in here. I am getting rid of this Express nail polish remover. It is ancient, so it needs to go in the bin. I finished my Pixie Glow Tonic. I've bought a massive one that's on my desk. I do really like using that once or twice a week. I have these two here, and these are both from Lush. These are one of them is a solid serum, the other is a solid oil. They have both expired and my skin didn't like them, which is why I never got to finish them. I did a sheet mask. This was from Makeup Mecca, the Moisture Boost one. I quite like it. I finished my Zoella Winter Wonderhand hand cream. I love this, and I'm kind of upset that I don't have more of them because it is my favourite. But I think I'm going to go back to the ones from Soap & Glory, which I also do enjoy. I finished my Hemp Lip Conditioner from The Body Shop. I actually scraped out a lot of this because it is my favourite. This is a moisturiser that I bought at a pharmacy. It's supposed to be really good for dry, sensitive skin. It does work really well. I'm probably going to buy more of it. I got rid of some lash colours here because these are ancient and it was time to retire them. And then I had a mini declutter through my nail polishes. I got rid of a couple from various brands. I'm not going to go through them. They are either old, expired, or I can't open them, so I'm not going to keep them, and I don't use nail polish that often anyway, so I needed to have a look through the ones I had and get rid of some. So this has been my no buy year in makeup in boxes. Box to the top right, bottom right, and middle bottom. These are the stuff I decluttered. The two boxes on the left are the things that expired. And the box in the centre up top is all of the makeup that I finished. I think I'm going to go through them one by one and take them out and just show you the mess. I'm not going to go through every single item because that would take me a long time. There is 308 of them here. But I want to show you and share the numbers with the differences between what I actually managed to finish versus what expired when your collection is too big, and the stuff that doesn't work for me, so I got rid of them. I think I'm going to start with what I finished. So here are all of the things that I fully finished laid out. I'm not really that surprised looking at like the breakdown of things. I will say right away, not all of these mascaras are fully empty, but if I've used a mascara for a couple of months, I consider it done, whether it is done or not. And these were all ones that I tried. I think one of my more successful categories are my primers up here. There is 7 face primers and an eye primer. I'm feeling pretty happy about that. I have 4 samples over here. Finished 2 powder foundations, 1 concealer and 2 colour correctors. I finished 5 brow pencils, 4 of which are the NYX ones. 1 is the BH one that I didn't like, and then I have 2 brow gels. 6 mascaras. As I said, I think I've probably actually finished about 3 of them. I have 5 setting sprays on the right. I'm feeling pretty good about that. 1 eyeshadow, and it was the Art Deco eyeshadow stick. 6 lip liners. I was hoping for more, honestly, but 6 is better than 0. And then I have 3 lip products here. I have 1 liquid lipstick mini, 1 mini gloss, and then 1 mini lip crayon. And those were all the things I finished. And out of 308, this is not a majority. My majority is the things I've decluttered, and I do know that. But still, I feel really happy with what I managed with this. And I'm feeling hopeful that for this year, where my goal is to declutter next to nothing if possible, I will be able to focus more on actually using things up before they end up in the pile in the box on my left here, which are the stuff that goes old. makeup expires, and some things expire quicker than others. I have 45 here. It's out of 308 is not a lot, but it makes me really hopeful for this year that I'm going to be able to match this. My goal is 100, which is going to be a little bit difficult, I think, but I have a decent amount of stuff that is well on the way. I have hit pan on loads of things, so I think if I can match this, I will be really pleased. And I think that's the goal, essentially, get to at least 45 empties, and I think that is going to be very doable. Now I'm going to do the stuff that expired. So these are all of the things that expired. The majority here are lip products. Lip products are creams. They expire quicker than powders. And essentially any of the powder products here are about 5 years old. Some are older. These two jelly shadows from Colourpop disappointed me because they dried out really quickly. And I love the Stila glitters, but they also do dry out fairly fast. But these all expired, and it makes me a little bit sad looking at all of them. I like about half of what is in front of me here really well, but I never got to finish them because there is too much stuff in my collection. But it has now sadly all expired. I am going to bin this. I am going to bin everything here unless my mum or sister wants anything from the declutter pile, and I think they've had a look and taken what they want, so everything else is going in the bin. And I get a little bit sad looking at them, knowing that these were things that I didn't get to, but at the same time I know that that's what happens. It's still going to happen, I think, in my collection, because I think this year I don't want to declutter stuff because I went and did a massive one in December, and I think I like everything that is left. I like it enough to hold on to at least and use, but there is going to be a pile like this at the end of this year as well, because there is still products in my makeup collection that are going to expire before I can get to them and finish them. I mean, some of these things barely look used, and some of them are barely used, and I think that's part of the problem, which is why I don't want to overflow my makeup collection too much, especially not in those categories I know where things go bad faster, like the lip products and like the face products. I'm not going to count this bunch here, but there will be a number in the description box of all of the things. Essentially breaking the categories down, it's going to be the total number, which is 308 that I got rid of, the stuff that I fully finished, which was the 45 we saw a second ago, the number for what is on screen right now, the stuff that went old, and then the number for all of the things that I decluttered. I think we're just going to move into that pile right now because I don't really have much else to say about this. It's weird looking at it though. It's a lot of essentially wasted money, even though for some of these I don't fully love and I don't like, and others I don't really see them as wasted money. For me, I can feel like I have gotten my money's worth out of a product without finishing it. Sometimes for me, just the joy of using a product or a combination of products can sometimes weigh equally as heavy as how much the product cost in terms of cost per use. I feel okay letting all of them go. I have already let these go. Now it's just time to gather up some bin bags and actually bin them. So let's get on to all of the things I decluttered. This is almost everything I have decluttered. I have given a couple of things to my sister. She was allowed to have a pick through, so there are a couple of things here that she took off my hands. These are the things that are currently in usable condition and could be given to people to use, but I don't have people to give things to, and no place near me accepts used makeup for donation, and I can't afford to ship it to the other side of the world. But I have a lot here. I ended up trying to sort it in the beginning, but I've ended up double stacking for a lot of this because it takes up a lot of space. I think the category of makeup that I have gotten rid of most things in is lip products this entire year. I was about to say both through actually using them up and decluttering, but most of them were decluttered and then a couple went bad, and I finished like 3. Looking at all of these, I'm looking at things that I don't love. I like a good handful of these and I've used them and I can use them, but they're never favourites. They're never the things that I go and reach for in the drawers. They're the things that get overlooked. Maybe it's not the right colour, the right formulation, the consistency is a little bit off. Something about every thing here pretty much has made it a product that I don't reach for. I feel very happy to get rid of them and to have them out of my stash, because they were, for a good handful of these, they were just taking up space. I wasn't using them, I didn't like them when I used them, and I never reached for them. And I realised in 2020 that I don't have the health to keep using makeup that doesn't work for me, because I have only so little energy to spend on putting on makeup when I choose to do it, and I want that process to be enjoyable. I want to like what I'm using, I want to like the end result. And even though I can end up with a decent result with pretty much everything here, I never love it, and therefore I'm gonna get rid of it. I have a couple of things in my lap that I couldn't fit because I needed to quickly talk about them. This is the BH Carly Bible palette. Mine is destroyed. I have depotted a bunch of the shadows in here and some of the highlighters because I wanted to keep them as singles, and I've done so. The rest of the palette is being discarded, and then I have these two which contain the magnetic pans and singles that were decluttered. So I have a couple here. These are NYX cheek products. I don't like them, I don't use them. And then I have a palette full of decluttered single eyeshadows here. This used to contain like a pinky purple colour, very similar to Colourpop 143, if you know that colour. But these are the square pans. This is NYX, BH Cosmetics, Colourpop. The glitter is Sydney Grace, I believe. These are just colours that I don't reach for, I don't use them. I have other colours that look similar that I prefer, and they're just not what I need and what I want. So I chose to get rid of them. Some of these I knew I was going to get rid of, like this duochrome down here, a good handful of these NYX shadows that glitter. I don't reach for them, I don't like them, but I ended up getting rid of some Colourpop shadows that I didn't think I would get rid of. Having had a month and a half now of them not being in my single palette and having actually been and played in my singles, I don't miss them, and I think that's a key part. It's also part of the reason why I've held on to all of this entire year. One, because I wanted to make a video like this where I could see the mess I have made right in front of me and properly visualise it, because I have issues sometimes doing that. The other one was just a bit of what happens if I regret it, if I don't want to get rid of something. For everything that is here, I've not given it a single thought about potentially taking some of them back. Not one. And they've been in my cupboard for a month and a half. I have actually forgotten that some of these existed, but I don't miss any of these, and I think that's a good indicator that it was perhaps time to let them go. These were my 2020 makeup empties. I'm really proud of myself for a couple of reasons. One, for finishing the stuff that I finished, and two, for actually decluttering the stuff I've gotten rid of. I have never been a person who likes decluttering. I love watching people declutter. I've always hated doing it because, unlike everyone else that I've seen do it, I have nobody to give my makeup to if I get rid of it, and therefore it just has to go in the bin. But this year, as I said, I realised that my health isn't good enough for me to keep playing with makeup that I don't like, and there is no difference in my life whether I get rid of something today or if I hold on to it for another year, two, until it actually physically expires and smells bad, because they're both going to end up in the bin anyway. There is no difference. And I made myself excited to go into my makeup collection again, because what is left is just the things that I love. I'm excited to play around and see how I feel about my collection now that it's smaller. But I think I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed looking at all of the trash that I've accumulated through a year on Novi. I'm going to go to bed now because it is like 11 PM. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!